Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Joshua Arce at Joshua Reviews, Movies and More. And as you can see, I am not in either of my typical setups. I'm outside on my front porch recording this video in front of my lovely jacuzzi in the background, which you guys can probably hear because it's probably loud. Anyway, we have a Marvel update today, but first I would like to give my condolences to Wai Jing-hao's family, the actress who played Madame Gao in the MCU, and I'm so sorry if I butchered her name. But she was a lovely, lovely actress, and I'm sure she was a lovely, lovely person, and she portrayed Madame Gao perfectly within the MCU on Daredevil, Defenders, wherever she could have appeared, and just had a great career in general, and it's sad that she passed away, so I would have liked to start off this video by, giving my condolences to her family. Now, that aside, I want to get into Avengers, Doomsday, and Spider-Man Brand New Day, and some other stuff as well. And there's something in particular in this batch of photos that I have here that I'm very, very excited about. So please make sure to subscribe, leave a like on the video if you haven't already. Please share with friends and family. Let's go ahead and get into it because I'm so unbelievably excited to get into this and talk all things Marvel. All right, so the first thing that I want to talk about is Yelena Belova and Kevin Feige teasing her role in Avengers Doomsday. He also teased potentially she could be appearing sooner in the movies, and I think we all know what that means. Her confirmed cameo in Spider-Man Brand New Day. Feige went on to say Yelena plays a big part in that, but if you don't want to wait until then, you might see Yelena a little bit sooner in the movies, which basically confirms she's going to be in Brand New Day. I cannot wait to see her role. It might end up just being a post-credit scene. It might just end up being a little scene in the movie. I have no idea. I have no idea if it's going to connect the Thunderbolts at all, but it's going to be very, very cool to see on whether or not she plays a big role in Brand New Day. But let's go ahead and get into our next bit of news here. So, RDJ has now released a new statement in regards to playing Doctor Doom. He went on to say, I played the best hero, I can play the best villain. Now, obviously, my favorite hero, the best hero within the MCU right now is Daredevil, but he is correct. He did play one of the best heroes ever within the MCU, and I'm very, very intrigued to see his take on Doctor Doom. I wonder what it'll be like. Originally, people actually don't know this, but I believe back in the early 2000s, he was cast as Victor Von Doom in those early 2000s Fantastic Four films. So it'll be very, very intriguing to see that come full circle. I don't know if he was fully cast or if he was just in talks to play Victor Von Doom. I can't really remember that part, but I am very, very excited to see how this all comes to fruition here in the big 2026. So let's go ahead and get into our next bit of news that I have here. So Avengers Doomsday will reportedly feature a scene of Namor flying over the ocean with Sue Storm in his arms. I'm very, very intrigued to see how Reed will react to this because, well, I mean, if you're going to have Namor freaking stealing your girl, I mean, obviously there's going to be a little bit of tension there. And obviously that is a tension that is long, there's a big history there in the comics. So I genuinely can't wait to see how that all sort of comes full circle. I'm very, very intrigued to see that dynamic and how it will play out in the movie. I'm sure the Russos are very, very aware of their dynamic from the comics, and I'm sure that's why they included this scene here. Again, this is just a rumor, but I mean, at this point, Doomsday has been leaked so much that you can basically believe anything that you see on the internet in terms of that movie. But let's go ahead and get into our next piece of news here. So we got the first official concept art for Avengers Doomsday, and I gotta tell you, it's not giving me hype. I mean, that's the best way I can put it. I feel nothing when I look at this thing. The X-Men on our screen will be a huge, huge thing, and I cannot wait to see my boy Cyclops done justice on the big screen. But besides that, I mean, you have Steve Rogers in a t-shirt. It's just kind of weird. You have Pedro Pascal's Reed Richards in his coat alongside the rest of the Fantastic Four. You have Shang-Chi. You have, M'Baku, Shuri. You have the X-Men down below. You have Yelena, Red Guardian, the Thunderbolts down there, and then you have Thor. And then at the center, you have Victor Von Doom alongside Falcon and Captain America. It's just going to be a very, very interesting film. I don't know what to expect from any of this, but this was revealed at the event that they had in, I believe, Shanghai a few days ago. I cannot pronounce the name of it for the love of me, but You guys can go on Twitter and look it up, and you'll see what event I'm talking about. But I cannot wait to see this movie. It's one of my most anticipated movies of the year. It's probably my most anticipated movie of the year. But again, I don't really feel too much, and um, it's an Avengers movie and it's supposed to feel like an event, but for whatever reason, I'm just not really getting event vibes from this. This lineup isn't necessarily intriguing to me. Not saying that I'm not excited for the movie. I'm just saying, this particular lineup right here, it's just kind of there. It's definitely not like a first Avengers or Age of Ultron or definitely an Infinity War or Endgame. But we're gonna see once again how this all culminates whenever the final product comes out. And apparently, according to John Campea, they've been having some problems within the editing room and they can't really find the movie. I don't know if there's really any truth to that. But we're gonna see how it all comes together with the final product in December. So, talking about Spider-Man: Brand New Day, like I said, this movie, this video will be heavily centered around Spider-Man: Brand New Day and Avengers: Doomsday. So this is only a rumor that is being heavily circulated online. So I would take it with a huge grain of salt, as said here in this tweet. But it did say that Daredevil being in Spider-Man: Brand New Day is being regarded as Marvel's best kept secret. Obviously, if Daredevil were to appear, we would obviously have Daredevil, Punisher, and Spider-Man all within the same movie together. Obviously, this is a team up that I would really, really love to see. We got Charlie Cox in No Way Home, and I would really love for them to bring it full circle with Charlie actually being in the suit this time around. I don't know how it would work considering within the timeline of the MCU because Matt is currently in prison. And I am going to talk about Daredevil Born Again Season 3 at the end of this video, if I can remember. But this team up is a dream team up, and I would love to see it. Obviously, I would want Team Red in the MCU. That would be Daredevil, Spider-Man, and Deadpool. But we'll see. Maybe that happens in Secret Wars. We'll see. And I saw a tweet the other day that said if Daredevil is in Secret Wars, they have to give him the most cinematic oneer of all time. And I mean, I think this is true. I think it's true for Spider-Man: Brand New Day as well. If he's in this movie, we shall see. But yeah, it'll definitely be intriguing to see Matt Murdock alongside Spider-Man and the Punisher in this movie. So, more about Spider-Man Brand New Day. We got a brand new look at Spider-Man versus the Hulk in this movie. A lot of people are really, really scared about this, by the way, because a lot of people think this is going to be a Brave New World situation where it'll be like the end fight of the movie. I don't think that's going to be the case necessarily. I think if you guys hear birds in the background, it's because we do have a bird cage over there, by the way. I think it won't be the final fight of the movie. I think it'll happen relatively early on. This movie is said to be about 2 hours and 30 minutes, I think. 2 hours and 45 minutes. And it's a really, really big movie within the MCU and within this universe. And we're seeing big, rageful Hulk on our screen for the first time in about 7 years. So I'm very, very excited to see how the dynamic is playing out and how everything sort of comes together. But we'll see. I don't think it's going to be a Brave New World situation. I really don't. I think Daniel Destin Cretton is smarter than that, especially after seeing the reception of Brave New World and the criticisms of that movie. But we will see how it all plays out eventually. So yeah, Hulk and Spider-Man facing off in Brand New Day. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments. I'm certainly excited to see it. But yeah, we shall see what this movie has in store for us in regards to this character and obviously Spider-Man in general. So the big talk of the town, Marvel Studios will have their Hall H panel at San Diego Comic-Con on July 25th. It'll be between 5:30 to 6:30 Pacific time. It said right here, join Marvel Studios alongside special guests from across the Marvel Cinematic Universe for an exclusive look at what's next. Now, one of the big things that I want announced at San Diego Comic-Con is the thing that I'll be talking about next. I'm very, very excited for it. This is something that I've been begging the MCU to do for the past several years. One of my favorite characters ever since I saw him in the Ultimate Spider-Man show. And let's go ahead and get into it. Michael Waldron will serve as a writer on the Disney Plus Nova series. This is huge. This is really, really big. This is something that I've wanted for a really, really long time. I don't necessarily know if I wanted Waldron a part of the project. He's very controversial within the MCU. He gave us something great like Loki, and then he was also one of the major creative differences in regards to Multiverse of Madness. He was the one that really made that movie chaos, and the multitude of rewrites that that movie had. And I do believe he's also involved in Doomsday. So we're just gonna have to see how this all pans out. I have no idea, but I've wanted to see Nova in this universe for so long, and I have no idea which Nova they'll focus on. I'm assuming they're gonna go, Alexander, but we'll see. Sam Alexander, but you never know. Within this universe, the MCU always likes to change things up from time to time, so we'll see. All I know is that I'm really, 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 really excited for it. And I cannot wait to see what they do with this character. And I think that this series will outmog definitely Lanterns that comes out in August, but we'll see. And that's certainly a fingers crossed moment for this show. I would have loved it for it to be a movie, obviously. A big galactic Nova movie would be really, really fun, or a special presentation, but a series works too. I'll take any Nova content I get. It's one of my favorite characters ever. Very, very cool. Very, very awesome. And I cannot wait to see what they do with this character. So, Indy Neverready, obviously the star of Obsession. I know her from Superman and Lois. I think she's a phenomenal actress. She has met up with directors Michael Hann and Jake Schreier. Obviously, Michael Hann working on The Heat 2, and then Jake Schreier is working on the MCU's X-Men. And I'm very, very intrigued to see how she'll eventually fit into the MCU. She's going to land a big role sooner or later, whether that's in DC or Marvel. Right now, DC is in a little bit of a flux. We don't know what's going to happen with the DCU, but the MCU is definitely sticking around. Kevin Feige is sticking around. We don't know what James Gunn is going to be doing within the next few years, but it'll be very, very cool to see Indy in a MCU project. I think that'll be very, very awesome. She has experience within the superhero world, obviously working on the CW on Superman and Lois, but we'll see where she fits in. So, my last bit of news here, I think, is that Charlie Cox has been nominated for Best Drama Actor at the 2026 Gold Derby TV Awards for Daredevil Born Again. Very, very huge congratulations to Mr. Charlie Cox. Honestly, I think Charlie should be nominated for more than this. I think he should really be getting nominated for Emmys and things like that. I think he is such a phenomenal casting as this character, and he's done such a good job over the past 10 years as this character. He's really done a great job carrying this character on his shoulders and carrying this show on his shoulders, and I think he does a great job. So we'll see how it all pans out, but I'm very, very excited to see how it all sort of culminates at the end of his run, and to see how many rewards he eventually picks up at the end of his run as this character, because unfortunately Charlie is going to have to pass on the mantle at some point. But so far he's had a phenomenal career as this character, and I cannot wait to see what he does next. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was my video. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments, about all of this, about what is going on with the MCU in general. If you're excited for Brand New Day and Doomsday, Marvel, if you're watching, it'd be great if I was invited to both of those premieres. I cannot wait for both of those projects. I cannot wait for Jake Schreier's X-Men. I cannot wait for the future of this universe in general. I want to talk about Daredevil Born Again Season 3, though, because this season has some very, very intriguing things happening in this season. We have Elodie Young back as Elektra, and it's going to be very, very fun to see that dynamic back. We have the Defenders back in this season as well. I cannot wait to see what they're doing within this universe and how they're sort of treating the street level side of the MCU. Very, very excited for that. Very, very excited to see how this all sort of comes together. Fisk is also back, as seen in new set photos. Very, very intrigued to see how they bring back Vincent D'Onofrio, considering the ending of last season. And I want to talk about X-Men 97 Season 2. This season has started off with a bang. I just caught up on it, and it's absolutely phenomenal so far. Bo DeMaio is still credited as an executive producer. Obviously not the showrunner anymore, but he has still written some of the episodes. And I gotta say, the things that they were doing with Kang, Apocalypse, the X-Men in general, it's very, very good so far. And I'd give this season about an 8 out of 10 so far. But episode 4 is probably the craziest, ending with, spoiler alert, Magneto dying and, everything like that. I think it's awesome. And the amount of bars that they've been dropping in this season as well has been pretty cool to see, from Magneto, Charles, Apocalypse, especially. Everything that they've been doing with Savanor has been phenomenal, and I cannot wait to see how they round out the season. But it's been great, and so far Marvel's just on a peak right now, man. we're getting peak project after peak project, and I cannot wait to see if the trajectory continues. But we shall see. I cannot wait to see the future of the MCU. You know, obviously, Kevin Feige has teased and confirmed now that after Secret Wars, we will be getting the X-Men very, very shortly after that. So I cannot wait to see how this all sort of comes together. But thank you all so much for watching. I have been Joshua Arce, Joshua Reviews, Movies and More. Take care and peace.